Hello world and welcome. My name is Kenzie Craig Michaels and welcome back to my channel. All you beautiful girls, you beautiful women, you vivacious women, you women that actually have, the vitality, the passion, the purpose in life to continue on and, keep going and putting one foot in front of the other. I think it's fantastic. And you know what? I'm coming to you with no makeup on. I got no nails on, got no long hair on today. It's just me and my funky little glasses here. So I thought that, I'm not just waving this wand around, just for the fun of it. There's actually a purpose to it. But first of all, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't done so already, please just give this video a thumbs up, a like, and hit the little subscribe button down below. Smash that button. Join my channel. Join all the beautiful content that I actually have to share with you guys. From makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, product reviews, we're actually doing tons of stuff that's happening in the next couple of weeks as well. And I'm so excited to be sharing some of it with you as well. That being said, I'm not just flying around with this makeup brush. And if I get my words all, discombobulated, I don't even know if that's a word, discombobulated. Is that a word, discombobulated? I don't know if it's a word or not, but anyways, I'm not just, waving this makeup brush around for no purpose. The purpose is that this is actually a makeup brush from Tarte Cosmetics, and the makeup industry now, I love pink, by the way, it's moving in a direction where all the bristles on all the brushes are going synthetic. And to tell you the honest truth, there's not a whole lot of difference, as a pro makeup artist and beauty influencer. I really find that, I like the color, I like it being colorful, people commented on it, and, this is from Tarte Cosmetics. And today we're talking about a very controversial subject. We're talking about animal testing and cruelty-free products. We're talking about cruelty-free products versus non-cruelty-free products, and in relation to animal testing. So this is from Tarte Cosmetics. It's synthetic. Tarte Cosmetics is actually a cruelty-free brand, so it is against animal testing and is not sold anywhere in the world, and is not actually tested on animals. So that is a controversial question, is that there's tons of cosmetic companies out there, tons of skincare brands, tons and tons and tons, and the list goes on. So if my brain goes really, really fast and I start to mumble jumble like that, it's only because my brain's going really fast. And as you know, I don't like long YouTube videos, so I want to get right to the point. Lots of cosmetic companies out there, makeup companies, and they want to do the best for their consumer. They truly, really do. And they really want to provide, exceptional products, exceptional formulations, exceptional makeup, application techniques, great advice from their cosmeticians, beauty advisors, beauty experts, whatnot. And, it's very challenging because, right now in mainland China, they've actually implemented a law, or this law has been going on for quite some time, is that, if you want to actually enter the Chinese market, they actually mandate these, luxury brand cosmetic companies, and not just luxury brand cosmetic companies, all cosmetic companies, whether they're makeup or skincare, to do animal testing before they actually can sell it to the Chinese market, to the Chinese people. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people in China, a lot of people. So it's a huge market to be in. And you know what? I can't necessarily blame, these companies for wanting to enter the market, but I actually do blame the Chinese government for, being so ridiculously stupid. There's no other words to describe the outrageousness of this law, that you actually have to test your cosmetic products on animals, such as mice, rodents, bunnies, rabbits. I guess bunnies and rabbits are the same thing. But guinea pigs, and the list goes on and on and on. And this creates a lot of trauma. It creates a lot of torture to these animals. And it's really, it's not right. And if you're an animal activist, I'm saying, kudos to you for being an animal activist. And I'm not saying that you should jump on a plane and fly to China and protest in front of the Chinese embassy. Although that would be a really great idea to do if, like a couple million people did that. However, I think it would be a really great idea if, you know what, we could get the Chinese government to remove this ridiculous law, because most cosmetic companies that are on the market do not test on animals. Let me repeat, most cosmetic companies, and I'm going to say between 90 and 99% of the cosmetic companies that are on the market do not test on animals. And the only reason that, you know, a lot of companies are being told or saying that they're, you know, not cruelty free is because they sell their products in China, and China mandates this law, which is, you know, it's shitty, it's bitchy of the government as well, and there is just no logical reason for it. You know, in North America, if we can actually have products that are not tested on animals, then why should we have to in China have products that are being tested on animals? So, you know, with PETA and with some of like the other organizations and, you know, animal activists and stuff like that, I totally agree that, you know what, there should be an end to animal testing, especially in China, where, you know, things are not really progressing, you know, into the 21st century, which we're into today. You know, it's an old mindset, it's an old thought based, I don't know if it's a Chinese thing, and I don't want to sound, you know, racist when I say this, but I don't understand why the Chinese government thinks that it's necessary to actually have products going into their market, for whatever reason they have, to have it mandated that their products be tested on animals, because in other countries they don't have to be, which is much more logical and much more humane. So that being said, you know, as individuals, we all have our loved ones. When I say our loved ones, we have our fur babies, we have our dogs. I've always wanted a Chihuahua, one of those little, you know, cute little teacup dogs I could, you know, just put in my little gym bag and, you know, carry around with me. But I have a beautiful white, furry, very long haired and sheds a lot, ragdoll cat with bright blue eyes, and his name is Gianni, named after Gianni Versace, the legend and the fashion icon. And I know a lot of people have, you know, their pets, and their pets are part of the family. And, you know, my cat's part of my family as well. And your dogs are part of your family as well. So when we talk about, you know, animals being slayed, we're also talking about our own animals being slayed as well. So when I'm referring to cats and dogs, it's an unfortunate thing to find out that in certain countries, like such as Korea, Vietnam, and China, that it's a delicacy that they add, you know, cat meat or dog meat to the menus to add added flavor to the cuisine or the dish. To me, that is absolutely rubbish. It does not make any sense at all. It's absolutely disgusting, and I have no words to describe how offensive it is to me as an animal lover, how offensive it is. So when we talk about cosmetic companies, so that was just a side note that it's offensive to me that someone's slaying cats and dogs over in another part of the world. But, you know, back here in the US and in North America, we don't do that. I hope we don't do that, and I hope we don't do that in any back alley somewhere. So what I'm trying to convey is that there are cosmetic companies on the market right now who have entered the Chinese market. And, you know, you may say to yourself, well, they've entered the Chinese market because they want the almighty buck. You know, no, they're trying to expand their portfolio of products. They're trying to expand their portfolio of products to a wider audience. Yes, they may get more money for it. Yes, their stock shares may go up. Yes, you know, they may have, you know, better trending numbers as well, and sell more products in the millions and in the billions, you know, throughout the world. But the attitude is that, you know what, because of this stupid regulation in China, most of these companies do not test on animals, and I can't stress that enough to you. Most of these companies do not test on animals. So, that being said, There are a lot of cruelty-free companies out there, and they are only mandated to test on animals when they enter the Chinese market because it's mandated by law. So, some of the companies that actually do not test on animals and are cruelty-free are Tarte Cosmetics, Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, Kylie Jenner Cosmetics, Stila Cosmetics. That's just a few. If you're talking in drugstore brands, we're talking about Burt's Bees, but that could be a whole vegan thing because of the bees. But their cosmetic line does not test on animals and it's cruelty-free. CoverGirl is cruelty-free. Physicians Formula is cruelty-free. But then when you put everything under the L'Oreal umbrella or the Estee Lauder umbrella, they don't physically test on animals either, and they don't normally contract out unless they have to go to the Chinese market. So, you know, and we're talking about NYX Cosmetics, we're talking about, you know, Maybelline, we're talking about L'Oreal, Mass Cosmetics, and, you know, it's an unfortunate thing that, you know, they actually have to be under this umbrella because, you know, and we're even talking about MAC. Like, MAC is phenomenal. Their makeup is fantastic. And you know what? Why should they limit themselves just to North America? They should be, all these companies should be able to enter the Chinese market. They really should. But because of this stupid law, people are not able to do so. And I find it ridiculous, unethical, not moral, and, you know, it's very, very hard to, you know, comprehend, you know, as a makeup artist, you know, why certain companies do what they do. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to give you some education. I'm not bashing any companies. I just want you to know which companies do and do not test on animals that are cruelty-free, specifically cruelty-free, and ones that actually have entered the Chinese market where they're actually forced. And I would say 90% of them are forced, 95% of them are forced to actually test on animals. So I wouldn't necessarily blame them. I would blame the Chinese government. So when you go into Sephora, one of the hugest retailers in the world, even the Sephora brand is actually tested on animals and is not cruelty-free. And that's according to some resources. There's Marc Jacobs, you know, is not tested on animals as well. Yves Saint Laurent, because it falls under a certain, you know, a brand like L'Oreal or the LVMH corporation, it is deemed to be not cruelty-free and tested on animals just because it does sell in China. So, you know, there's all these limitations that are put on these cosmetic companies, and it's very hard to get the stigma off them. So if you're reviewing a cosmetic product or if you're trying to be the savvy consumer, really do your research and really take the time to understand the dynamics, the controversy, the drama that goes behind everything that goes into, you know, the manufacturing of the product, you know, the fact that they don't test on animals unless it's required or mandated by law, so that you can be informed as a savvy consumer that, you know, you're purchasing something that is going to be healthy and good for your skin, and that, you know what, you can still wear that product with confidence and know that, you know what, yes, maybe they do so in China, but they don't do that here. And, you know, it's a total mindset, and it's a totally kind of like spin around, you know, the mind kind of warp. And it's shitty. It's shitty to know these things, you know? So I just want to bring this information to your attention that most cosmetic companies, and like I said, I'm not going to bash any cosmetic companies because I am in the industry, do not test on animals. They are only mandated when by law. We are in the 21st century, people. Beautiful men, beautiful women, beautiful girls. Everybody out there should know that, you know what? Cosmetics is beauty. Cosmetics is passion. Passion leads to an enhanced physical exterior on the skin as well. And, you know, it's best to, you know, be knowledgeable of all the products that are on the market. So that being said, you know, I don't want to give you a complete list or a non-complete list of exactly what companies test on animals or are cruelty-free or not cruelty-free because it's too subjective. So that being said, that is my rant for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Kenzie Craig Michaels, and you're watching my channel.